Emily Carter looked at the letter that said she was fired. It was on her desk. She read it for the time. She thought that maybe the words would change. They did not. Emily Carter had worked for Momentum Marketing for 4 years. She had worked hard. Now they were letting her go. They said she had done something bad. They said Emily Carter had taken money that was not hers. This was not true. Someone had made it look like Emily Carter did this. So nobody believed her when she said it was not true. She put all her things in a box. Left without saying a word. Her old co-workers did not look at her. The box was not very big. It felt very heavy when she carried it out of the building. She walked through the lobby for the time and then she went outside. It was raining in Seattle. That suited her mood. The rain got her blazer wet before she even got to her car. The Seattle rain just kept coming down. The drive home was a blur. Emily's mind was over the place as she thought about her options, which were getting smaller and smaller. Her mother's cancer treatment was really expensive. It needed to happen every week. It cost a lot of money, even more than what people usually pay for their house every month. Emily had been saving money for a time, but now her savings account was almost empty. Emily had 6 weeks before everything fell apart completely. The cancer treatment was costing Emily a lot. Emily's mother needed the chemotherapy sessions every week. That evening her best friend Jenna called with what sounded like a good idea. A last-minute ticket to the Emerald City Charity Gala had become available. Jenna said Emily needed to get out of her apartment and meet some new people. The Emerald City Charity Gala was a deal and Emily was not sure if she wanted to go. Then she thought about it and decided to say yes to the Emerald City Charity Gala. Maybe she just really needed to get out. Maybe something was telling her to go to the Emerald City Charity Gala because it was going to be important for her. The ballroom of the Grand Cascade Hotel was really fancy with crystal chandeliers and the fancy smiles of Seattle's elite. Emily felt like she did not belong in her cocktail dress. It was 3 years old, but she kept her head up high and took a glass of champagne from a waiter who was walking by. The Grand Cascade Hotel was a deal and Emily felt funny being there in her old dress. She looked around the ballroom of the Grand Cascade Hotel. Saw all these rich people from Seattle. She was looking at the things for sale in an auction when something crazy happened near the front door. A tall guy with dark hair and pointy features was getting bothered by a woman who had too much to drink. This woman was being super loud and would not leave the guy alone. She really wanted him to dance with her. She was holding onto his arm like she owned him. The woman's voice was so loud that everyone in the room could hear her. It was pretty embarrassing. Emily walked over to him. Put her hand on his arm. "There you are, darling. I have been looking everywhere for you," she said to him, meaning Emily was talking to the man she was, with the man whose arm Emily was holding. The man's gray eyes looked at Emily with surprise, then he quickly understood what was going on. He got out of the woman's grip and turned to face Emily. "I am sorry that I kept Emily waiting," he said to Emily. They walked away together. When they were safely across the room, he let out a breath. "Thank you for helping me out. My name is Blake Harrison." Emily knew the name away. Blake Harrison was the man who started Quantum Dynamics. This company does really cool things with technology to keep people's information safe. She had seen his picture on the cover of Forbes magazine a few weeks ago. "I am Emily Carter. Thank you, even though I think you could have taken care of that woman by yourself." Blake Harrison. He said, "I could have done it. Your solution was really nice." When he smiled, it was clear that he meant it, and it made his face look friendly of serious. "I would like to buy you dinner as a way to say thank you. The food at these events is always bad." They walked out of the gala. Found a little Italian place to eat. It was 2 blocks away. They had pasta and red wine. It was easy. Blake is a smart guy, but he does not act like it. Emily laughed a lot. She had not laughed like that in a time. She told Blake about losing her job. She did not tell him about the money problems she was having. Blake talked about his company. It is a company and it is hard for him to have a life outside of work. Emily and Blake talked about this over dinner. When the dessert came, Blake's face turned serious. He said, "I am going to say something that's not normal and I need you to listen to what the proposal is before you say anything about the proposal." Emily put her fork down on the table. She was really curious about what was going on. "I am in the middle of negotiating the deal of my career with Quantum Dynamics. This is a merger with a conglomerate that will help Quantum Dynamics get into the Asian market. The problem is that the CEO of that company, Mr. Tanaka, is old-fashioned. He has said that he is worried about doing business with someone he thinks is not stable. For some reason he thinks that being single, at 32, is a bad thing. Quantum Dynamics is a part of this deal and I really want to make it work for Quantum Dynamics." Emily said, "That is ridiculous." "I agree. It is his $1 billion that is at stake." Blake leaned forward. "I need to look like I have my life together, like I am committed and mature. I need a girlfriend. At least I need it to seem that way. I am thinking about a 6-month deal, something that is clearly laid out with rules that we both understand and a lot of money on the table." Emily's heart started beating fast. She said, "You want to give me money to act like I am your girlfriend? I have a business idea that I think you will like. I want you to go to events with me. We will take pictures together. You will come to my office sometimes. This will be good for both of us. I will give you money for doing this. The money is $200,000. You get $100,000 away. You get the rest of the money when we are done with our agreement. I think this is a deal for the business arrangement. You will be paid for going to events with me and for being seen at my office. The business arrangement is simple." The amount of money just stayed there between them. $200,000 was a lot of money. It could pay for her mother's treatment. It could also pay off the debts she had. It would give her some time to find a new job without having to worry about money all the time. If she had to pretend that she was with Blake Harrison, that would be really tough for her. She would have to act like she was part of his world, which was not something she knew much about. And the more she acted like she was his girlfriend, the more she might actually start to feel like it, which could be very bad for her. Blake took out a business card from his wallet. Pushed it over to the other person. He said, "Think about what I'm saying. If you want to do business with me, you should call me by Monday. If you are interested in working with me, call Blake by Monday." Emily picked up the card and her fingers were shaking a little. When she looked at Blake's eyes, she saw how smart they were. They were gray and really intelligent. Emily knew that what she was doing was going to change her life in ways, but she did not know what those ways were yet, and that was kind of scary. The card and what it meant were going to affect Emily's life. She was not sure what to expect from the life that was waiting for her with Blake. She called him Sunday night and said yes. The contract was signed on a Tuesday morning in Blake's penthouse office that looked out over Elliott Bay. Emily went through the contract carefully, making sure she understood what was expected of her. She had to make appearances and be on social media in a certain way, and she had to pretend that her relationship with Blake was real. There were a lot of rules to follow. Blake and Emily would live in places and they could not have romantic feelings for anyone else while the contract was in effect. They also had to keep the reason for their relationship a secret. Emily had to remember that the contract was just about Blake and her pretending to be, and that was it. The first $100,000 showed up in Emily's account that afternoon. She used this money to pay for her mother's treatment for the 3 months. This was a deal for Emily. She felt really happy and relieved because she had been worried about her mother's treatment for a long time. The weight that had been on her shoulders for long was finally gone. Emily was paying for her mother's treatment. That made her feel much better about her mother's situation. Their first time out as a couple was on that Friday at a technology meeting in the city. Blake came to get Emily in his Mercedes. He looked really good in a charcoal suit. That day he had sent someone to help Emily pick out an outfit. She was now wearing a navy dress that made her feel different. The dress made her feel like she fit in with Blake and the people he knew. Emily felt like the navy dress changed her into a person, someone who was used to being around Blake and his friends. Blake asked, "Are you nervous?" as they pulled up to the venue. Emily said that she was really scared. He took her hand. Gave it a soft squeeze. "Just stay close to me. Be yourself. That is all you need to do when you are with the people at this thing. Just be yourself and everything will be fine. The people will like you because you are being yourself, so remember to be yourself and stay close to me." The summit was really too much to handle. There were a lot of people like executives and investors walking around. They were all standing under these screens that were showing all sorts of new technology. Blake was introducing Emily to a lot of people. She could not remember their names. She was talking to them and she was doing a great job of pretending to be someone she is not. When Blake put his arm around her or touched her back, Emily told herself that it was all part of the show, that she was just acting. The summit was an event and Emily was playing her role. Blake and Emily were putting on a performance and people were buying it. The technology on the screens was amazing. Emily was more focused on what Blake was doing. She kept telling herself that it was all just acting, that Blake was just playing his part. Her heart just did not get it. It did not know the difference between what was real and what was not. Her heart did not care about the difference. The difference was lost on her heart. The next few weeks were really nice. They had dinner together 2 times a week. They also went to events every weekend. Blake was a person to be around. He had a sense of humor, but it was the kind that was a little quiet and smart. He really wanted to know what she thought about things. Blake was also very careful to remember the rules they had made for their relationship at work. He never did anything that would make her feel uncomfortable. Blake was company and she liked spending time with him. The weeks just fell into a routine with Blake. Emily was really excited about spending time with them. She looked forward to it a lot. In fact, Emily thought she was looking forward to their time together more than she really should be. Emily felt like she was getting a little too excited about being with them. Cassandra Valentine showed up then. It was Wednesday evening and we were at a dinner for investors. That is when Blake's face became still. I looked to see what he was staring at. That is when I saw her. She was a woman with long red hair and green eyes. She had just walked in. She was wearing a dress that was really expensive. The dress probably cost more than my car. This woman walked into the room like she was in charge of everything. She seemed to own the place. The woman with the hair and green eyes was really something. That is a person, Emily whispered to herself. Who is that person standing there? Emily wondered. Blake's jaw got really tight. Cassandra. She is my ex-girlfriend. I had no idea Cassandra would be here, at this place. Cassandra saw them away. Her eyes got smaller as she looked at Emily standing close to Blake. Cassandra walked over to them, moving smoothly and quietly. She was smiling. It was a sharp smile, like the edge of a piece of broken glass. Cassandra's smile was sharp as she looked at Emily and Blake. "Blake, dear. It has been a long time." Her voice was so smooth and sweet. She totally acted like Emily was not even there. "Cassandra. This is Emily Carter, the woman I'm in a relationship with." Blake's hand found Emily Carter's hand. Held it firmly. Cassandra looked at Emily. She checked her out. Then looked away. "This is nice," Cassandra said to Emily. "I am sure this is all very exciting for Emily." The way she talked down to Emily really got on her nerves. Emily put on a nice face. "It definitely makes life more fun," Emily said, trying to be polite. The condescension in her tone still made Emily's blood boil. She kept on smiling. Cassandra was sure that it does. She turned her attention back to Blake touching his arm in a way that felt very natural. "We need to talk about the Berkshire deal. It would be an idea to do this over drinks tomorrow at some point. The Berkshire deal is something that requires our attention." Blake said that his assistant will set up a meeting. He sounded very calm when he said that. Blake wants his assistant to schedule something for him. "We could just forget about being formal. You know where I live." Cassandra gave a personal smile, the kind that says we have been through a lot together. Some things are better talked about when we're alone. Emily felt something inside her. It was like a nasty feeling that would not go away. She was jealous, really jealous. This feeling was very strong. It made her feel sick. Emily knew she should not feel this way. The thing with Blake was not real, it was something they did for work. But when she saw Cassandra touch Blake's arm and how comfortable they were with each other, Emily felt like she was going to yell. Seeing Cassandra and Blake together like that made Emily think about them being, and it made her feel even worse. Emily was jealous of Cassandra. The way she was with Blake. Cassandra finally went away. She left behind a cloud of really expensive perfume that smelled very nice. The perfume was around the place where Cassandra had been standing, and you could still smell it after she was gone. Cassandra had been wearing this perfume. Now it reminded everyone of her. Blake said that in a voice. The woman has a way of making things awkward. Blake thinks that she is really good at making situations uncomfortable. Emily could not stop herself from asking how long they were together with each other. She really wanted to know about their time. Emily was curious about the people who were together. It has been 3 years. The relationship ended badly about 8 months ago. The relationship with this person was not good at the end. The relationship ended badly about 8 months ago. Is she aware of the merger deal that is taking place? The merger deal is something that has been talked about a lot. It is important for her to know about the merger deal. Blake nodded. She is a venture capitalist. She knows everything about every person in the industry of venture capitalism, particularly the people that the venture capitalist does business with the venture capitalist. Over the 2 weeks, Cassandra was everywhere. She went to every event. You know what really got to Emily? Cassandra always made sure to stand near Blake. She would touch his arm. Lean in close to whisper something in his ear. Emily saw the way they were together. It made her feel frustrated. She did not like how comfortable Cassandra was with Blake. They would joke around and Emily would not understand what they were talking about. Cassandra and Blake had jokes that Emily was not a part of. This made Emily feel left out. She did not like it one bit. She watched Cassandra and Blake with growing frustration, feeling unhappy about how they seemed to be. The worst moment for Emily was at a gallery opening. She had gone to the restroom. When she came back, she saw Blake and Cassandra standing on the balcony. They were really close, talking to each other. Cassandra had her hand on Blake's chest. She was looking up at him with a lot of feeling. It was like she really wanted to be with him. This made Emily feel very bad inside. She felt a pain in her heart when she saw the way Cassandra was looking at Blake. Emily saw Blake and Cassandra together. It hurt her. She turned around. Walked away, finding a quiet spot in the gallery where she could be alone. She put her hands on her face. Tried to breathe normally. This was really silly. She was getting paid to do a job, that is all. Blake's old girlfriends were not something she needed to think about. Emily? She looked up. Saw Blake standing right in front of her. The look on his face showed he was worried about her. His gray eyes really made it clear that he was concerned. Blake was watching her with a lot of care. I saw you leave. What is wrong with you? I was wondering what happened to you because you left quickly, and now I am really curious to know what is wrong with the situation that made you leave like that. I really needed to breathe. Nothing was wrong, I just needed some air. He said I am a liar. He moved closer, to me. His voice was really gentle. He said talk to him, I mean talk to the man, talk to the person who is standing in front of me, the person who wants me to talk to him about what is going on, talk to the man. The words just came out before she could stop herself. She said, I saw you with Cassandra on the balcony. You looked like you were meant to be with Cassandra, like I am someone you are with, for now until you and Cassandra work out whatever it is that you and Cassandra need to work out. Blake's face changed to look surprised, then he understood. There is nothing going on between Cassandra and me, he said. Not anymore, Blake added, talking about Cassandra and him. She is a woman and she is very successful and she comes from your world. I am someone that you are paying to pretend to be something I am not. Emily, look at me, Blake said as he cupped her face gently. His thumbs were brushing her cheeks. Cassandra is a woman, he told her. She is also very successful. The thing is, Cassandra is not a very nice person. She only thinks about herself. She is not able to really care about anyone else. Blake said he ended things with Cassandra because he realized that their relationship was not real. It was empty, he said. I do not understand why she keeps trying. She just will not give up. The woman keeps trying and trying. I wonder what makes her keep trying like that. Maybe she really wants something. That is why she keeps trying. Because Cassandra does not like losing. She sees you as someone she needs to beat. Blake's eyes looked into hers. This thing between us, it is not an act for me anymore. I am talking about this arrangement, it has become something for me. Between the times we had to smile and the times we had to pretend to be something we are not, I started actually falling for you. This thing between us, it has become real for me. I think that is what Cassandra does not get. She does not understand that there is no competition when it comes to this thing between us, this arrangement. Emily's breath caught. Blake, the contract is really important, she said slowly. We need to talk about the contract and what it means for us, I mean for the project and, for Blake and the contract itself. He said that the contract does not matter to him. His voice was very strong now. He said that he cares about her. The way she laughs when he tells jokes is something he likes. He also likes it when she talks about her mother and her face lights up. He likes the way she's nice to everyone she meets, no matter who they are. She is a person in a world where a lot of people are not genuine. The way she is something that he really likes. He has fallen in love with her completely. He loves the fact that she's a kind person and that she always tries to be nice to people like the CEOs, at work, and the people who park cars. He loves her for who she's, and that is why he has fallen in love with her. Tears started to well up in Emily's eyes. She said, I thought I was the one who felt this way. I have to admit it has been really hard for me to watch you and Cassandra together. I feel jealous. That is a terrible feeling. I know I have no right to feel jealous of Cassandra and the time she gets to spend with you. Blake pulled her close, his forehead resting against hers. You have every right, he said. I am sorry that I did not say this sooner. I was afraid of making things complicated, of making the woman I care about feel uncomfortable. Blake wanted to be honest with her, so he told her how he felt. You have every right to know the truth, Blake said to the woman he loved. So what are we going to do with this situation? We need to think about what to do with the things that are happening. What are our options with this? Blake smiled, and I mean he really smiled, it changed his face. He said, we will throw away the contract and start fresh. No more pretending to be something we're not, no more making deals. It will just be you and Blake figuring this out together like people, you and Blake working together to make this work, just you and Blake. Emily whispered that she would like that. He kissed Emily, then it was soft and sweet and full of promise. The gallery was busy with people talking. Emily only noticed Blake's arms around her, the steady beat of Blake's heart against hers. Sometimes the unexpected things that happen to you can lead to the most beautiful things, like what was happening with Emily and Blake. When they finally stopped kissing, Blake kept her hand in his hand, putting their fingers together. I should probably tell you that Mr. Tanaka said yes to the merger week. The merger deal is finished now. The Blake merger deal is really done. Emily laughed. So you do not actually need a girlfriend anymore? No. I really need a real job. His eyes were warm, full of love and hope. Do you think you might be interested in the position of a job? The money they pay is really bad, Emily said with a laugh. The good things about this are really great. Blake kissed her hand. The CEO of the company thinks the world of her. He is totally taken with her. Across the room, Cassandra watched them with eyes finally understanding that she had lost. Emily did not care anymore. She had found something valuable than any contract or arrangement, something that was real and true and belonged to Emily alone. Emily had found something that felt right to her, something that was hers and hers only. That was all that mattered to Emily now. 6 months later, Emily would go back to working in marketing. She got a job at a company that thought she was really good at what she did. Her mother got the help she needed. They were both able to start fresh. Then Blake asked Emily to marry him on a night in Seattle. He did not give her a contract, he gave her a promise. He wanted to build a life with her that was based on love, not a piece of paper. That night in the gallery was really something. As they walked out hand in hand, leaving Cassandra and all the pretending behind, Emily knew she had been ready for a lot of things when she signed that contract. She had been ready for things to be awkward. She had been ready for things to be tough. She had even been ready for the possibility of heartbreak. Emily had thought about the contract and what it would mean for her. She knew that the contract was a big deal. The contract was something Emily had been prepared for. That night in the gallery was different. What she hadn't been prepared for was falling genuinely, completely, irrevocably in love. And discovering that sometimes the best things in life come from the most unexpected arrangements.